Okay, so a lot of the people on DeviantArt here have asked me to do a tutorial on Promarkers. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So what you're going to need here is your mascot, if you've got one. Your supplies, of course. I'll show you what the tape is for in a second. Your markers. So paper. And what I've got here is just some scrap paper. So you can see why. I'm just going to slide it behind this piece of paper here, because this is the one we're going to be coloring on. Alright, and I've got a fancy little demonic fox-like creature for you guys. I'm one of the furry artists here. I know a lot of people don't agree with furry art, but I personally don't care. Anyway, so we have my pencil, pens, and an eraser. That's a completely different tutorial. And I have tape here to hold the picture in place because I am right-handed and I'm using my left hand to control my camera. So, another thing here, mute your phones, alright? You don't want to be distracted in the middle of all this. And if I happen to be, so be it. Anyway, so what we're going to start with here is base colors. Foxes are mainly orange, but I don't know, maybe we'll pick another funky color for this guy. I've got over 70 colors here, so we're just going to pick a couple. Let's start with his horns. So let's go with maybe a satin color. We've got satin here. And then we'll go with a bit of a darker color, maybe an apricot. Alright, so we're just going to open this up here, if I can get it open. Alright, so now we're going to go with the horn here. I'm just going to color in the horn using base shade. And it's nothing special, right? And he's got little ties right there for the feather that go down. Right there. So we're not going to color that in. Alright, so we've got his horns colored in now, a nice little satin shade. Put the cap back on that, throw it behind me, and then we're going to take out the apricot. We're just going to shade in here. It's a bit of a bright shading, but I don't mind. Alright, you see the shading in there. Whoops. Alright. Let's get the cap back on that one. Alright, now for the inside of the ears, we can probably go for a pastel pink. But, like I said, we can probably choose some funky colors. So let's go with maybe a pastel yellow, or maybe a yellow rose color. I recently just got Naples yellow, actually, so that's an aqua color. Let's try that. I've been having trouble with these pens lately. Alright. So we're just gonna go inside the ear here. It's a pretty light yellow. It's almost hard to see. But the aqua colors are one of the newer pens that have come out from Letraset. And they give you the watercolor kind of finish. And they're quite nice, actually. You just gotta be careful with the paper, because it's gonna start to wrinkle and crease on you. Just because of the high water content in these pens. Alright. So now we're gonna find a darker yellow. Let's go for a lemon. Come on. There we go. And you might want to wait for the layers to actually dry before you move on. Some of them, when they don't dry first, they tend to peel your paper. So, and this one's already doing it just because of the aqua. That's okay. again, I really don't mind. It's just my preference. See? We got the horns and the ears there. And when it comes to your Electro sets, try to let them dry before adding another layer, or else the colors will just blend together. If it's blending that you want, you can go ahead and do that. Yeah, and if you don't want these streaks, don't let your pens dry as you're moving on to the next part. Doing that will cause your pens to streak in a not so nice way. As you can see here, they're starting to blend nicely in here. Alright. So now for his eyes, he's demonic. So I'm going to say maybe a green. Got a nice bright lime green here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just go right around in here. Leave the white part there. That white part's eventually going to bleed in, and then I'll go in later with a white pen that I have here. It's actually a Sakura pen, if I can find it here for you. There you go. One of these Sakura touch pens in white. They bleed, so I wouldn't recommend them to everybody who uses these pens. Just gotta shake it up there. They bleed quite easily, so you're gonna have to use a few layers to make it stick. But yeah. Alright, so I suppose his nose can be like a browny color. Make it a dark brown here. We've got burnt sienna here. I'm gonna go for burnt sienna. Again, it bleeds into the white piece, but we can deal with that for a little bit. It's better to use heavier paper if you don't want it to bleed. All I use here is computer printer paper. And you'll see here that it's starting to bleed through the page just a little bit up here where the horns were. So just slide that back behind there, especially if you have an expensive finished table. You don't want it getting on the table there. So we'll get to his paw pads and claws next. Forgot a paw pad here, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And we'll just outline around there. Alright, I think we got all of his paw pads now. I'm just going to get his armband here. Just making a few little rough shapes. I don't care what they are, it'll be colored later, so it doesn't really matter. A lot of people ask me, they say, how can you not care about your artwork? You work so hard on it and you just don't care about the result. Not caring about the result is half of your actual turnout piece. If you worry about it too much, you're gonna screw up somewhere along the line. So whatever, just go with the flow, right? Alright, so let's find a funky color for this guy. I've done a blue fox before already, so let's, I don't know, I don't want to make him green. Terracotta. Ruby? I don't know, guys. Red's a little bit steep. Yeah, these are all my pens, by the way. I've got a lot of them. Let's get a gold in here for his earrings. Just put that on the table. That's another aqua color. We don't want an aqua color for his fur. You know what? Yeah, let's go for like a bluey green. Why not? Make him look kind of cool. Alright. So we can give him green patterns here. Just pop open the lid on that one.